Hi, my name is Sam. Today I would like to share you my 2 years of experience with Google Home and Amazon Alexa, and would like to recommend you one of them at the end of this clip. So why did I use both of them? Like, I did not just use both of them. I used a whole lots of smart speakers all over the world because I am in a startup called WeCast, and we build a service working on the smart speakers. So I used about 10 different platform of the smart speakers, and these two, the Google Home and Amazon Alexa, are by far the smartest one, and then like the most useful one. So I like to share my experience. So if I put the number first, by the install base, not the sales of recent era, the Amazon Echo is by far the most installed device. I think this is mostly because the Amazon launched their Amazon Echo device earlier than the Google Home. So this does not reflect that the Amazon Alexa is smarter than the Google Home and Google Assistant. So let's talk about the Google Home first. Google Home is very smart, like it's smarter than Alexa, you're saying, and it by that means it can speak more languages, so it is more chosen in the outside of the U.S. And since the Google is software company, so it has high potential that their AI get much more smarter. But the downside of the Google Home is that their UI is pretty messed up. So like if you purchase Google Home, then you have to install the Google Assistant app and the Google Home app separately. So like sometimes you'll feel that like these two apps kind of pushing you back and forth, like when you're like trying to install or like try to do something. For example, if you want to make the function that like you turn on and off with your voice command with the Google Home, like using Wemo or Philips Hue or something else, then you you have to like do it in the Google Assistant first, and then linked it to the Google Home, and like you have to like go back and forth. And then since it's not relatively recent compared to the Alexa, there is less applications like voice apps, or what they call the Google Action is on the market yet. So for you to picture better, like I kind of think that Google Home is kind of, it reminds me of like Lisa Simpson. Like she's smart and she has a huge potential, but she's just a kid. So like she's not like make things done, like get things done like the adults. So this is like you can have fun with the device, but that's kind of, you see where I'm coming. And then like if I talk to Alexa, is more the Amazon is more is retail, and they're doing e-commerce, so they do face to face with the customer like always. So they have more consumer oriented AI, the UI. Their Alexa app is more intuitive, so the one with less familiar with the tech can adjust themselves into this system easily. And since they have their Amazon ordering skill, Amazon ordering function in it, so it has more thing. And then like they have been around, so there's a lot of third party voice apps. So there is more thing that Alexa can do than the Google Home right now. And they have more devices like like Amazon, like Echo clock, wall clock, and there's a Echo Auto, which I love. And there's like Echo Microwave. I haven't seen that anywhere, but you have more variety of choice of the device. The downside is the Alexa only supports those languages they have retail business in, and then since the Amazon is a retailer, so if they think that their Alexa reach a certain point that they are like kind of perfect aid, there'll be like a personal AI, personal shopper for their customers, I don't think they're gonna like invest a lot more. So that's kind of downfall. So it like for you to picture better, like I kind of think this is kind of like Maggie Simpson, the mom Simpson, that like she probably wasn't that smart like when she was age of the Lisa, but she definitely doesn't have more potential. But since she's adult and she's a mom, she can cook and she can like shop for the family, so she have more ability to get things done, So for example, like my I have a son, and he that's not the picture of my son, by the way. So and then like he loved the sound of the ocean when he's sleeping. So if I like if I use Google Home, they can give variety of the white noises, and they have they can play more sound, more ambient sound, and with because they're connected to the Google, connected to the YouTubes and everything. So they have more sound in the Google Home. But when I ask Google Home to like to play the white noise or play the ocean sound, while holding my baby, the Google Home says like, okay, here is the ocean sound that you asked, and that shouting part like kind of wakes my son up. And although like the Amazon Alexa, they have third party apps like play the ambient sound or the white noise for the baby. And when you turn it on, it doesn't have the variety of the sound that I can use, but definitely they understand the circumstances that I need white noise, because I'm like being a parent, so they only like start the sound for that. So for the comparison, like like this is not my final answer, but like when my friends ask like which is the device that they should buy, my first answer is like just buy them both. This is not like selecting like iOS versus Android. So like it's like like choosing the right OS for your first smartphone will kind of like change your life like whole lot. But this is only like $40 of device, so I think the best thing you can do is to buy them both and compare. But this is not my final. This is not my final verdict. So like you can like wait until the end. I've been using like more than 5 devices connected in my home, and like those are doing all the different functions. I like to do I like to wake up, and like I use the Google's like good morning function to recap my day or prepare for my day. And then the Amazon have more like when I order stuff, like I use Amazon more. So those, I think those kind of parts, all the functions, that it can be distributed to the multiple devices. So like for example, like Simpson has a lot of family. So I think like you having you experiencing more and more device can make sense. There's like as I compare that, there's like a Lisa as a Google, and like a Maggie as Alexa, and there's like a Homa as a Siri, like who kind of started it, but like nobody knows who's thinking. And there's like there's a Bixby who make all the trouble with your buttons. And then like there's some platform called Micro AI, the open source startup that like who just kind of like scooped in. So like my go-to advice is to buy them both, but like for the purpose of this video, I have to like recommend you. So the only real difference between the Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa, I think, is all these 5. So the first thing is that the command, I made I kind of like mix it up with the photo, messed up with the photo. So you can just like imagine the switch. So the OK Google part and Alexa part is kind of big for me, because once you get used to using those two, and then there's like a chance that you're gonna like call those smart speakers. Alexa is one word, then OK Google is 2 words. But every time you say the words, then using the OK Google was kind of fatigue. And then Alexa is kind of like, it feels kind of like a name of a person, so it feels more easier to do it. So Alexa do this, Alexa do that. OK Google is like Google is already a word that very hard to pronounce, and then like you have to put like OK in front of like everything, kind of like make me fatigue. They do support the continuous ordering, continuous like talking to them, but I prefer that like I can use like a one words to wake up the device. And then like the with the Echo, you can order stuff easy. That's big plus for the Google like language support. If you are not in a like English speaking country like me, then the Google Home will be your go-to option. The Google Assistant is on your phone. So if you using Android device and you are already used to the Google Assistant, there's no comparison. Just go with the Google Home. And if you are like interested in like Echo, what you should definitely buy is the Echo Auto. That's like really good advantage for the Echo, for the Amazon Echo. The other difference is that like Amazon like gives the Amazon like makes their Amazon Alexa skill, the third party apps, as an install base. This means that you have to search for the apps, and then you have to click the activate button to use that skill in your smart speaker. For the Google Assistant, the third party apps are already installed to all the Google Assistants. So it's more like enhancing the Google Assistant function overall, rather than just like people like clicking in, people selecting what my Alexa should do or shouldn't do. So this sounds fancy, but it kind of like sometimes it's kind of mixed up when you find like some of the if you find like there's two skills. Let's say there's like lighting up, and there's an app called Light Up. Then you have to be very careful with the Google Assistant when you're ordering something, because like if you Alexa have the switch that you activated this light on, not the lighting on, so it will get orders more clearly when you're ordering something. And then the other difference is the flash briefing versus good morning. These are the most used function you're gonna use. Flash briefing is more about the like information convey that you when you open it and you ask for the flash briefing, the Alexa will give you more of a news and the result of the sports teams, and like a more of an information of in general. And then good morning function is like basic function that like just you can think about the like Jarvis, that it gives you like the morning briefing, that what your schedule is and what kind of like email or like what kind of your the distance from your home to your work, and what is the weather is like. So it has like a very good morning briefing than the Alexa. So I'm gonna do dual like advice for you. If like you should buy an Echo device if you order so many stuff in the Amazon. Like if you go to grocery store or the like convenience store instead, if you're like living in the city like Manhattan, then then this is kind of like a main down point. And then if you are driving the old version of car, you should buy the Echo Auto. Like this turns your car into like smart car, like in a like finger snap. And then like if you are interested in the making a voice app, like since I'm in that business, the making voice app is much easier for the Amazon than the Google Home. Like for the Amazon, they have all the system inside of their Alexa blueprints and everything. For the Google, you have to at least know some of the software development, like some more like knowledge. And then they have like just like we talked about the Google Assistant and the Google Home app like bouncing back each other. They have like Diagflow program, and then their like Google Action Console. You have to like work it more. And for the screening process, like since Google, if you make your voice app, then you want to like upload and like be on the market, it means like it's on the market of the it's on the capability of all Google Assistant. So they're a little bit more meticulous, and they're a little bit more harsh when they're reviewing the voice apps. For those of you who are like more tech oriented, and if you stay home more, and then if you're like international, I think you should definitely get the Google Home, because like they are more they have the Google Home Hub, and they have like Nest, and they have everything. So they so when they're making the device, they are more prone into the like display version of the device. And then what they so if you are not like ordering like tons of stuff from the Amazon, or like you're in like more into like home, like you're looking for the like cooking recipes and everything, I think the Google is the right option for you, because like you're in home, you like to like use this device more, you're gonna like ask more questions to the device. And so the Google have more potential, and like more exact information conveying will be very helpful. But as I said, my go to advice is, this is like if you buy this in a good Black Friday or something, like you can get two in like in, I don't know, 50 or $60. So like get more. These are the technology that will decide like what you or your children are gonna live on for the future. So I think like it'll be very good for you to like experience both, and like tell them how to use that. And so if you are more like a more tech guy, or like more in home, you should get a like Google Home. And then if you're more like driving and like ordering, and like not very tacky person, I think you should definitely use the Alexa. Okay. So I share my experience. So I hope this one helps. I'm very sorry that I cannot like give you the direct answer that this is the better, and this thing sucks. But I hope this one helps. I'll see you next time.